Well, hey everybody. How's everybody doing today? I think we got a connection. I sure hope we got a connection. Been having a lot of trouble with connection. I deleted my last two videos forever because they were so bad. Now, this is looking much better. It is. So let's see. What are we going to talk about? I'm going to talk about a few things, but before I get started, I want to say that I need your help, people. I need your support. I need your financial support. I do. I need some donations. I don't need a lot of money, but I need some money. And with all the oppression and suppression and fear that goes on, uh, I'm finding it impossible to have employment. It's just not happening. Um, Even from a couple of friends, I'll say friends that don't associate with me anymore because of fear won't throw me a day's work. When they need extra help, they'll call somebody else. They're not going to call Ethan because they're afraid to have any association with me. They're afraid the FBI is going to come get them. And so it's really difficult. Now, last year about this time, I made a plea on a Telegram channel. I I didn't even know what Telegram was really, or what a Telegram voice chat was, but I had gotten on Telegram and I was on the Warrior Calls channel and the voice chat was open and I clicked on that voice chat. I listened for about 20 minutes and they were talking about patents and I thought, wow, maybe this is a way for me to segue in. So I did. And I explained a few things. I explained that I had lost administrative control of my website for non-payment, and that if I didn't get a payment made soon, it would be taken down. And that was a lot of work creating that website. I did it. I did it. I built that with the GoDaddy platform, and well, I sure would hate to have to go through that again. But I'm back in that same position where it's time for a renewal. Now, I was able to pay for the my oh my goodness, my email name and the email service for the year. That was about $100, a little over $100, and then monthly service, 29.99, plus the tax, and I got a $200 donation. That was enough to secure the email, to pay a month, and then I have been monthly for a year. And every month I struggle. I struggle just for the internet service, the cell service, and electricity. Food I've been getting from the food bank, most of it. Um, they don't generally give you coffee at the food bank, and you're not going to get tobacco. But I roll my own. I smoke all I want for about $1 a day. And so if you want to condemn me because I smoke, well, condemn me and go find somebody else to follow. But if you find my content to be valuable, which it is for a lot of people, and you feel like you can support me, I need your support. I need those donations because right now I'm facing renewal for my email name, the email service, and the website. Now, those of you who have been following me, you know what I've been going through. From those of you who haven't been following me, I'll just give you a real brief synopsis here. I discovered oral health with cannabis, how to rejuvenate gum tissue with cannabis. I got a patent on rejuvenating gum tissue with cannabis. And at the time I made this discovery, it was in writing in the United States National Library of Medicine that if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever and it's not coming back. Well, the National Institute of Health decided to ignore my submission, and the word came down from way up to the county prosecutor, to the judge here in Kalkaska, to have me arrested on multiple felony charges. And so that's what they did. And they did a lot of dirty stuff. And since 2015, I have been subject to government attacks the world over. Yes, the world over. Shutting down international banking when people commit to me, when cannabis businesses outside of America commit to me. Now, the vast majority of the donations that I have received, which is, I'm going to say it's well under $3,000 over the course of a year. Over the course of 1 year, it's less than $3,000. And the vast majority of that has come from outside of America. It comes from Canada, it comes from Australia, and it comes from Europe. It does not come from America because Americans are so afraid to have any association with me. They think the FBI is going to come get them. People who have been my friends, who shake my hand, who would have a drink with me, who would have a coffee with me, who would sit down and have a meal with me, who would come over and play a game of horseshoes with me, will have nothing to do with me today. Because what? Because I was a bad person? Because I treated them wrong? Because I cheated them? No, none of that. It's because they are petrified that the government will attack them for having association with me, that the government will attack them for supporting me. So those people who shake my hand, the vast majority of them will not even watch one of my videos. I send them a video and the links never light up, right? I can tell. They won't even look at the message that I send them. They won't watch my videos. And those who were watching my videos in America, the vast majority of you are just living in such fear, you won't give a thumbs up. You won't give a thumbs up on my videos because you're living in fear. And you know who you are, and it's the vast majority of you. And the next step would be to put a comment in my videos. But you won't do that either, the vast majority of you. You won't because of fear. And to donate $1, oh, that's like really pushing it, isn't it? All you freedom fighters, all you people that would have a reason to watch any of my videos, you're living in such fear, you can't support me. So I'll take the support wherever I can get it. My videos reach the world over. And I'll take a donation from anywhere, from anybody, and I need it. I do. Now my expenses are low because I don't owe anything. I have no loans to pay on. I have no credit cards to pay on. I got to pay the electric, I got to pay the internet, and I got to pay the phone bill. And then there's the website. Other than that, it's food, most of which I've been getting from the food bank, and clothes. And I've been just wearing rags. But one of the fellows over at the PBI gave me this nice PBI shirt. All right. What he sent me this. Who sent me this? One of my spiritual connections. Right? What a great man. I really appreciate that very much. I'm able to present myself a little bit better. Now, what are we going to do about this, people? All right. I got a few things I want to talk with you about. I want to give an update with regards to this prepaid first class mail. The United States Postal Service is making maneuvers. The label 200, that's this label 200 registered mail stickers. These were available for us to order online. And of course, there's no charge. Cheap is free. But they have removed them from online. They have. So you need to go to the post office. They want to see your face. Yes, indeed. They want to see your face because they know that we have learned about drop mail, drop box, prepaid, first class mail. They want to see your face. And then when you go in there and you ask for registered mail stickers, to probably do to you what they did to me. Last time I went into Kalkaska Post Office, she's pulling out these stickers. They're all red. I mean, these are mostly white, okay, with a little bit of red. The one she was trying to give me is basically all red with a little bit of white. And it's got a capital I, capital M, lowercase p, lowercase b. That stands for International Mail Pitney Bowes. That's metered mail. Why would you want a metered mail, registered mail label sticker on your mailer when your service is prepaid? Why would you want that? You wouldn't, would you? All right. So the next thing that happened is just about a week ago, the pink card, which is for international mail, they have removed it. It's no longer an available item for our mailing. How about that? They just eliminated it. Why? Because the green card is for domestic use only. The pink card is for international. And when you send prepaid first class mail, you are the postmaster. You are the foreign office of origin. And when your mailer is labeled foreign office of origin, non-domestic, non-assumped, well, you don't want a domestic use green card on that mailer, do you? No, you don't. Now, did I know that at the time that I facilitated my mail? I did not. Did the lady at the post office who facilitated my mail know that? Apparently not. Did the distribution, when it went from Kalkaska, it went to Traverse City, I'm sure. From Traverse City, I think it probably went to Chicago or someplace else, and then had another stop or two before it got to Kingsland, Texas. All the time with that green card on there. Now, I walked away from that counter with a register receipt. Register receipt. $0.00. A 3806, all stamped out from their machine. Got the registered mail number on there, all their charges on there, which were all eliminated on here. Got a credit, $18.76, $0.00 balance. And that mail piece made it all the way to Kingsland, Texas. And here's a copy of it. It's on the back. They also printed off this label right here that put on the mailer, $0.00. So when I go back into the post office to get supplies, they want to give me that Pitney Bowes meter mail. No. I want the label 200 with tracking numbers. Well, once she realized that, her attitude changed. She got a little nasty. She told me that that's a fraud to do prepaid first class mail, and that it's a fraud and illegal to teach it online. Huh. Seriously, some dumbed down postal service employee giving legal advice and telling me they will not process our prepaid first class mail. Now, one of the things that I come to realize days after the Arrest Reward Processing Center received my test mail, that I have been recognized as a foreign national to the United States in basically every jurisdiction. Now, there's authority in the United States Post Office, and I was in the United States Post Office with the United States Postal Service facilitating my mailing in the county of Kalkaska, in the jurisdiction of Kalkaska County, in the state of Michigan, in the jurisdiction of the state of Michigan, under federal jurisdiction of the United States Post Office, federal jurisdiction of the United States Postal Service. And then that mail piece got sent across state line after state line after state line, went through distribution center after distribution center after distribution center to get to its destination, where it was received, where a picture was taken and sent to me. And here's the picture. And there's the register receipt and the 3806. And I put it on the backside of my Americans Notice of Liability, which is a very powerful document. For those of you who have been following along, you know that. You don't mind if I drink a little bit of coffee with my toxic water, do you? This lethal water that we all drink that was mandated to be clean, healthy. Well, let's see. I'll rephrase that. What was mandated was to implement the latest, best technology for containing contaminants at the source. I got to put my glasses on. Somebody has joined and put a comment in the live chat here. Who do we got? Golf Patrol, Torch Lake, H2O. Torch Lake here in northern Michigan. Oh boy, the road pirates sure like to give people a hard time out there on Torch Lake, out on the water too, don't they? Huh? They like trespassing upon us, don't they? Greetings from downstate. All right, downstate Michigan. Right on. I'm glad you're here. In fact, this is the first time I think I've seen you here on. So welcome. All right, so we are serving writs of execution on government servants. Anyone collecting a paycheck from the government is a convicted felon. The environmental court, because in the early, I think it was 1972, 92nd or 93rd Congress enacted the environmental court, a separate court, a separate jurisdiction, a high court, the high jurisdiction, a lawful court, a legal court. And the bar attorneys hid it from us. And the bar attorneys hid the environmental law. And the man who invented the technology to give us clean, pure, potable, healthy water with proper pH where cancer cannot grow in your body, who had international patents, who was doing international business, had his business and his life destroyed by the EPA. Because you see, keeping you sick is good for business. Keeping you dumbed down and confused is good for business. Makes you a good slave. Yeah. I'll take a look at the comments here. Still go to visit lakes to the north near Mansalona once a year. Mansalona is just north of me here in Kalkaska. Yes, indeed. Nice area up here. It is. A lot of fresh air. But we're still subject to these road pirates and this treason. We're subject to poison air, poison soil, poison food, poison water, poisoning our minds, poisoning the minds of our children. And now we got the Moab, the mother of all bombs, the writs of execution. When you serve a writ of execution on a tyrant, they are felons at that point. And there's a $2,000 award for every tyrant that you serve. And your service can be done anonymously. And so facilitating this with the prepaid mail, the instructions from the court are to put on the mailer in the return address area, that top left corner, is to put the tyrant's home address. Now, the tyrant is served the minute you facilitate your mailing. Whether he receives it or not, whether the Postal Service delivers it or not, he's been served. So they don't want us using a prepaid service. They don't want people who are so poor that they can't afford to even do one service to do it. But if all you need to do is pay for your mailer, pay for some printing, a 2-cent stamp, and creating some labels, a little bit of tape, and a trip up there, well, They don't want you to do that. So the United States Postal Service is making it as difficult as possible. They have removed these from the website. You got to go to the post office and get them. And when you ask for a pink card for international mailing, they're going to tell you discontinued, no longer available. That happened less than 2 weeks ago. Less than 2 weeks ago. And I'm guessing it's got a lot to do with the teaching that I've been putting out. Why else? Why else would they have done that? Hmm? I love coffee. My pipes need a little bit of help here. It's kind of disgusting to know I'm drinking this toxic water. But what are you going to do? I need a reverse osmosis and a water distiller, and so do you. But I really need some help right now. I need a donation in order to keep the website up, keep my email service up on that website, and just to keep myself going. Pay another electric bill, pay another month of electric, pay another month of internet service. I really need your help, America. How come it's people in other countries that are supporting me? I'll tell you why, because you're frightened. You're afraid. You're afraid of the FBI. You're afraid that any association with me is going to get you in trouble. How are you ever going to own your authority and deal with your own situations if you're afraid to associate with me? If you're afraid to watch my videos because you know me personally, if you don't know me and you watch my videos, but you are petrified to give a thumbs up, you think you're going to crap your pants if you make a comment, and to think about donating $1, you're just going to pass out, aren't you? You're just going to pass on it because of fear. Well, when are you going to get over your fear, people? How are you going to ever own your authority and face these tyrants if you don't get over your fear? All right, let's get back to this serving these tyrants with these writs of execution. Well, the post office has done us a favor. They have, because they smartened us up. So we'll take the path of least resistance while we deal with the apparent treason within the United States Postal Service, within the United States Post Office, by fax. Fax is a legal and lawful way to do service. And guess what? You don't have to print anything off. That saves you paper, that saves you ink. You don't need a mailer. That saves you more money. You don't need to go to the post office. That saves you more money. Right from your computer, you can now, those writs of execution are autofill, where you can't make a mistake with regards to capitalization of letters. Like the tyrant's name needs to be in all caps. The color of ink, you want it to be blue. It's autofill now. If it needs to be all caps, it's going to be all caps no matter what you do. It's going to be blue ink where it needs blue ink no matter what you do. And then you can just simply fax that to the tyrant. Now, if you're using a service like fax.com or eFax or any of these other service is very, very, very economical. I think somewhere around $10 a month, and you can send a lot of faxes. So you don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. You don't have to expose your face to a postal employee, to a surveillance camera at the post office, your license plate getting picked up on those surveillance cameras. Nah, you don't have to worry about that now. So the link to the People's Bureau of Investigation, the PBI, Telegram channel is in the description of this video. Also, I believe the address for the website, the pbi.us, is in the description of this video. And you can access the documents on the documents page of the PBI website. On the PBI Telegram channel, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, you can come join the voice chat for question and answer, and then open discussion afterwards. There's a $2,000 award for serving a tyrant. There's a $10,000 bounty for arresting a tyrant, and a $20,000 bounty for arresting a tyrant bar member in government. Now, any prosecuting attorney, any defense attorney is a bar attorney in government. The prosecuting attorney, and then the defense attorney, the judge, they are all convicts. Every time they flush their toilet, they commit 3 felonies at a minimum. And if they're a sheriff or a governor or a mayor, and you've got GMOs in your stores, well, that's another felony. You can check a box for that. You got 5G, you can check another box for that. That's another felony. And if they're supporting his jabber-dooey thing, that's another felony. These are repeat habitual offenders, felonies. You cannot hold a seat in government if you're a felon. You just can't. But they do. We're not supposed to have bar members in our government, but we got about 170 of them in our Congress. How many of them are mayors? Governors? Way too many. So, come join the PBI Telegram channel, people. Join the voice chat. Learn how to serve these tyrants and hold them to account. The bounty hunters are going to be out soon. And once this starts happening, oh, look out. Katie barred the door. You're all going to be scrambling over there. Teach me how to do it. Teach me how to do it. Well, why don't you beat the rush and get on over there and learn how to do it now? Because there are literally millions and millions and millions of tyrants that need to be served. And there's very few of us servers at this moment. But we're growing and we're coming. All right, we got a couple more comments here. I just want to take a look. I don't know Mark Farner. I don't know Mark Farner. I don't know Bill Bailey. Bill Bailey lives close to here too. Bill Bailey's the one who had Matt DePerno represent him. They uncovered that 6,000 votes that were flipped in Antrim County, a red county that went blue. Of course, nothing ever became of that, did it? Well, I think Matt DePerno, I think he got 40,000 affidavits from Michiganders. But do you think Gretchen Whitmer or our senators or our congressmen here care that your votes were stolen? No, they don't. Oh, Gretchen now. She uh she wouldn't let us buy seeds in the spring during lockdown. You remember that? I think you do. That's news all over the world. And did you know that Gretchen called for cannabis business to be classified as essential during lockdown? But do you think anybody in government is going to uh, pardon me? Do you think that they will nullify the fraudulent charges brought against me? Do you think that they will give me redress for my grievances, for all the treasonous acts that they have committed upon me, all to suppress this information? When I discovered gum tissue rejuvenation with cannabis, it was written in the United States National Library of Medicine that if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever and it's not coming back. It's gone forever and it's not coming back. And then the National Institute of Health ignores my information. And that same month that I went to jail, the National Institute of Health funds $1.8 billion with a B to rejuvenate gum tissue. But they were sneaky. They did it under the false title of revolutionizing the root canal because they didn't want me to get wind of it. Oh, but they had my attention because every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. Dr. Thomas Levy, a heart surgeon, finds oral plaques in the high pressure ventricle of 90% of the patients he operates on. So he claims that toxic teeth are the cause of 90% of heart attacks. He claims that they are responsible for the vast majority of breast cancer, that you can see the redness coming down coming down the neck and the throat into the chest and into the breast. You can physically see that with these women, a lot of these women that have breast cancer. Dr. Thomas Levy claims that the immense pressure from chewing on a molar that's a root canal or just a toxic tooth for another reason, because the tooth is dead, not because it was root canal, but just because you got a dead tooth. Any dead tooth, you got 2 to 6 miles of tubule in the root of that tooth, where bacteria can fit 5 side by side for 2 to 6 miles. And if it's in a molar, you're more in line with 6 miles. Bacteria sitting 5 side by side for 6 miles. Now, bacteria is not the only thing that can be in there. Fungus gets in there. And now it is protected. Your immune system can't get to it. So if you're grinding your teeth at night, that's probably your body saying, I got to get to those toxins. But when you're grinding your teeth, that is more effective than a syringe at delivering those toxins into your lymphatic system. That's what Dr. Thomas Levy teaches us. So I'm starting to lose track of counting the ways that these parasites are poisoning us. Do you want to go see a doctor? What does a doctor do? Are they healers? No. No, they're not healers, are they? What are they? I say they're poison control experts. They are experts at dispensing toxic poisons to treat your symptoms. Dr. Thomas Levy says that a toxic tooth can be the cause of any inflammatory condition or disease. Now, poor oral health killed my brother, my little brother, my baby brother. It had me on my deathbed. But the good Lord raised me up off my deathbed. I got all my toxic teeth out, and I'm 3 years into healing. The vast majority of my 27 to 30 chronic conditions are gone, completely gone. and the remaining ones are on their way out. I've picked up 3/4 of an inch in height because I rebuilt my cartilages. You pick up a 16th of an inch in your ankle, 16th of an inch in your knee, that's 1/8 of an inch. Pick up another 16th of an inch in your hips, the base of the spine to your pelvic, that's another 8, that's 1/4. You start getting a 16th up your spine, up your neck. It don't take much to gain 3/4 of an inch to an inch in height. And the other thing I think that's helped me with that too is all that toxicity that I had in my body made my muscles contract. So I was in constant need of chiropractic work and therapeutic massage. And so those muscles all bound up are compressing. They're compressing the spine. And that's torturous. It is. And in America, these parasites that call themselves dentists put in, on average, 15 million root canals a year. The cause of 90% of heart attacks, the vast majority of breast cancer, and the cause of virtually any inflammatory disease. And who's going to tell you about it? Dr. Thomas Levy will tell you about it. I'll tell you about it. Not very many other people will tell you about it. And what about gum tissue loss and how to prevent it and how to restore it? Who's telling you about that? Nobody but me. Nobody but me. That's why government wants me dead. Government would like me to put a bullet in my head, do their job for them. They'd like to get me trapped and imprisoned and silenced so I can't be making these videos and sharing this information with you. You know that's true, don't you? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to support me? Are you going to own your authority? Are you going to use my trade secrets and my intellectual property and create the mouth rinse for yourself? Nobody in the cannabis business will do it. Nobody will. Now, if they do it in America, they're going to infringe on my intellectual property. I won that patent, but they won't. Now, if any of my other previous inventions, like the power coping saw, uh, eh, or something like that, oh, you'd have infringers like crazy. Well, I never got the power coping saw to market. All I spent 20 years being oppressed by the power tool industry. I had to suffer a hostile takeover of my company just so it could get destroyed, so that you wouldn't have a power coping saw. But I guarantee you, if I had got that power coping saw to market, there would have been infringers, because that's just the way business works. They'll take the huge profit and then do a settlement, and that'll be that. But nobody's willing to take that risk with the marijuana and oral rinse for optimal oral health, to prevent calcified plaques, to remove calcified plaques, to prevent gum tissue loss, to rejuvenate your gum tissue, or to put that protective coating on your teeth that's impenetrable to acidics like apple cider vinegar, orange juice, grapefruit juice, all that kind of stuff. Not to mention, if you swallow it down, you nourish your endocannabinoid system. With a nourished endocannabinoid system, you cannot get high on marijuana. It's impossible. You're going to need something else. You're going to need some peyote, some mushrooms, alcohol. You can get high on alcohol? Come on, people. When I was a kid, the old folks would say, "Oh, I got high." They were drinking. What's the matter with being high? Now, losing control of your ability to have critical thought, losing ability of your motor skills so you can't operate a motor vehicle. Well, hey, that's okay as long as you're not driving, isn't it? You cause no harm. They have robbed us of so much. They've robbed us of our spirituality. They've robbed us of our health. They've robbed us of our education. They've robbed us of our freedoms. And they have a concerted effort to poison us any way possible, to enslave us any way possible. Well, now we've got the court, the high court, that's convicted all of them. And these are war crimes. These are warfare biological discharges that they're putting into the water. Where's the military? Where's the military? Where's the people? Where's the outrage? Oh, I see. It's buried in your fear. You're too afraid to get outraged. You're too afraid to own your authority. You're too afraid to say, I want pure, potable, healthy water. You're too afraid to say, I want healers, not poison control experts, prescribing toxins. You're too afraid to say all these things. So you can do it anonymously and you can get paid $2,000 for every servant, every you serve. And when these bounty hunters get out there, it's $10,000 reward for every arrest and $20,000 if you're a bar member in government. So we got the United States Postal Service interfering. They're telling me that they stopped doing this in the 70s. They stopped doing it in the 70s. Well, the United States Postal Service came into existence in the 70s. They didn't stop nothing. And if it's no longer a thing, how is it that their computer system generated this register receipt? How is it that that lady, was able to hit those touch pads or type on those keys and facilitate this if it is not there? We didn't have computers in the 70s, did we? In the 80s, my first computer was a black screen floppy disk. So are all these postal computers, are the people that uploaded that software so stupid to put this prepaid first class mail program in there that doesn't exist since the 70s, that's fraud to do, fraud to teach? No. The fraud has to be with the United States Postal Service, not with us. So we've learned how to make the labeling. We've learned to use the pink card. But now the United States Postal Service has removed the pink card. No longer available. Your label 200s, you can't order them online anymore. You got to go into the post office and get them because they want to see your face. They want to know who's doing it. They got facial recognition. They don't need to ask you for your ID, do they? No, they got facial recognition. So we got smarter. We'll use facts. We don't have to print the paper. We don't have to pay for the ink. We don't have to get the mailer. We don't have to deal with the United States Postal Service. You do it all right from your computer. All right, now, people, I really do need some support from you. You guys would buy Patriot Street Fighter a motor home, send him all over the country so he can say, rah, 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 hold the line. What good did that do you? Did that do you any good? No, that didn't do you no good, did it? But you're not worried about the FBI coming after you for that. But you associate with me and you think the FBI is going to come get you? Come on, people. And if you knew what an American was and you knew how to own your authority, you would. And you wouldn't allow this trespass upon all of us, your mother, your father, your grandma, your grandpa, your kids, your grandkids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your cousins, your friends. They're doing it to all of us and they're killing us. It's mass genocide. Where's your outrage? Where is it? When are you going to stand up? You got a First Amendment right and you got a Second Amendment right to back up that First Amendment right. This is war. Make no mistake, it is war. You got British agents infiltrated America 150 years ago. And they have taken this country over with their bar agents and their bankers. They've stolen your government from you. And they're committing mass genocide. And you have the power and the authority through the environmental court, the high court, to take them out, to hit them with a writ of execution. The Moabs, the mother of all bombs. Go in the link in the description here. You can find the PBI Telegram channel. You can find the PBI website. You can find the links to donate to me through PayPal or Cash App. If you got $1, you can spare it. Spare it. If you got $100, you can spare it. Spare it. There's people out there that can donate $1,000 and it won't hurt them a bit. It would do more for me than you could imagine. Right now, I'm struggling to keep internet service, website, some food in my belly, and electricity on. And I'm fighting for you. I'll be rolling up on 180 videos pretty soon. I didn't ever need to have any reason to want to make one of them. But I've had to learn a lot. I've had to do a lot. And so I do. So I can teach you so you can. Why? Because that's my patriotic duty. Because I love you. Because God lifted me up off of my deathbed to do this. Well, I've got the protection. And so do you. Let's put your faith in the Lord. And own your authority, people. All right. I'm gonna close it out here. I love you all. I'll be back with more. You know I will. Please send over a donation if you can. It's hard to be a beggar. It is really hard to be a beggar. So maybe you can send me a little bit of money and maybe I can go a couple of months without having to ask. I try not to ask. Most of the time I don't. But when my back's up against the wall, I have no choice. I work real hard to bring you the information I bring you, to do the study that I do. So I know you appreciate it, and I appreciate you. So, all right, everybody, enjoy your day. I think we're going to see 95 degrees here in Michigan. It's going to be good for my marijuana plants. It is. See, last year, I'm convinced that somebody put something nasty on my marijuana plants towards the end of June or beginning of July. Because that's when I went into the Kalkaska County Sheriff's as the prosecutor with arrest warrant for Gretchen Whitmer, the Kalkaska County prosecutor, and many others. Many others. And they didn't do nothing, did they? And then the FBI got exposed for this kidnapping plot on Gretchen. Didn't they? Was it 14 of the 14 or 16 of the people involved were all FBI agents from all different FBI departments? And some of those poor Michigan men took pleas. Why? Because they were afraid. They didn't want to spend the rest of their life in jail. They didn't have enough money. Some of those guys paid $100,000 or more for their defense attorneys. And who's defending them? A felon, a six-time felon. Who's prosecuting them? A felon, a six-time felon with no standing, no jurisdiction. So come on, people. Pony up. Stand up. Hold your head up. Put your shoulders back. Put your chest out. Be an American. Own your authority. I'll take one more look at the comments just to see if I got a question I need to answer. All right, no questions. If anybody here has a question, now's the time to put it in. Otherwise, you can send me an email. You can come to the PBI Telegram voice chats for question and answer. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Right on. All right. Much love, everybody. I'll be back as soon as I can.